Hello everyone and welcome back. I just want to let you guys know what actually Wednesday videos are all about. So we're calling them Weekly Wednesday Wisdom because they're actually our best moments or our highlights from our Monday podcast every single week. So I hope you guys all enjoy them. I hope you love them, and actually make sure you guys like and subscribe. So thank you and have a good one, and I hope you enjoy the video.
You have to surround yourself. You have to really surround yourself with the right people. So early on, I realized that I'm not the brightest bulb in the bunch, and I can admit that. There's no problem, right? I wasn't stupid in school. I just didn't spend a lot of time in school. I just ditched a lot, right? So I wasn't stupid, but I didn't exercise my brain like most people did because I just wasn't there often. So, it's kind of like algebra. It's not about algebra itself. It's about the process that you go through in algebra to come up with the solution. It's the process. It's the study. It's the focus. And so I didn't do any of that. And so it was very challenging for me in my adult life to get all that party started because I was just now learning how to use my brain, and so what I was getting at though is surrounding yourself, whether you were in school or not in school, to be able to surround yourself with the right people that have your best interests in mind, have mentors that are willing to pour into you. Definitely. And because of that, I can tell you that I learned a lot, and I was able to use a lot of common sense as well as industry experience and everything that I was learning from industry experts. And I just became a sponge. I learned from everybody, my competitors. I learned from mentors. I learned from people above, below. Doesn't matter what position they had. I learned from my warehouse team all the time. Yeah. Even in today's world, as the owner of my company, I learned from I have 12 smarter people than I am that work for me. And I'm an owner, right? So I rely on them tremendously.
I had a question for you. I wanted to ask you, you've been experienced, doing what you're doing for a while now. And you started, pretty early on. So we were just kind of wondering what kind of advice you maybe had for people like us, that are starting off young and what they should maybe focus on at this point in their lives.
The very first thing I would say is make Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior. You can't go wrong with that. Okay.
100%.
I promise not to make this a preaching session, so I'll move on past that. On the side of that, it's really going to be read. I wish growing up I was a reader. Again, not spending much time in school. I didn't until in my 20s, and then I just was gobbling everything up, right? Read as much as you can to just physically exercise the brain, improve your vocabulary. It'll improve just the way you talk. And more importantly, though, even more importantly is, I can't stress it enough. I know it's easy to say, get a mentor and learn from them,
right?
But really grab hold. I've got I have about 7 or 8 guys that I can just put my life in their hands with, and that they'll have my best interest in mind, right? Where I can just pour out to them and say, hey,
that's huge.
Here's what's going on in my business. Yep. Here's what's going on in my family. Here's what's going on with this or that. And you have to pursue it. So this isn't a thing where you call Rick and just say, hey, Rick, what do you think I should do in this situation? Right. It's where you find a mentor that's willing to journey with you, that's willing to take the time to journey with you throughout your life. And I can't stress that enough. There's so many in their 20s right now that are so prideful that won't reach out, that won't. Yeah. You know what happens? Here's why I believe that happens though. When you're in your 20s too, is you think you're bugging the mentor. Now I'm going to tell you right now, a good mentor will never feel like you're bugging him, unless here's the way you mess up a mentorship situation is when you're getting advice from him and you're not taking the advice, you're not taking action. Now you don't have to do everything a mentor says, but the whole point is that you grow. The way you bless a mentor is not by money, not by stuff, not by anything else, but implementing and growing. The best thing a mentor can see is for you to take the next step in your life and to really do the tough things in life that you need to do to be successful. That's how you pay a mentor.
Right. That's something that they can take pride in. And
it's beautiful. It's an amazing
sure.
thing. And then the second part to that is where you mentor somebody else. So you're grabbing the mentor, you're journeying with that mentor, you're showing that mentor that you're growing, you're implementing, but you're doing it with somebody else, and you're blessing somebody else with what you're learning, and you're growing somebody else.
Yeah.
If you live with those concepts, you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, you get a mentor, and then you mentor somebody else, I 100% guarantee your success in life. And the success really is just enjoying your life. You know, you're going to have hard times like everybody else. Everybody goes through seasons, whether it's depression or
there's
hard
no
times
doubt
or
about that.
whatever, but your life will be good in so many ways with just those three things in place.
Absolutely.
That's huge.
Hope that helps.
For sure. Yeah, thank you.
It's just been awesome. Yeah.
That is so cool to hear.
Pretty awesome.
Now just think about if you added to that 2 or 3, you know, well, one thing that I've learned also is be careful, because I'm sure the guy that you're dealing with is just an awesome guy, and I promise you he would agree with what I'm about to say, and that is find 2 or 3 more, you know.
Mm-hmm.
In a multitude of counselors is where you're going to find the most wisdom. That's from the Bible, but you will get maybe not just so much different perspectives, but it'll help fill in some of the gaps of what maybe the current mentor is missing. We all have our downfalls. I tell people all the time that come to me is when they're struggling through something, I always tell them, I'll always finish it off with, hey, go talk to 2 or 3 other guys, or hey, talk to this guy, talk to this guy, talk to that lady, talk to, you know, because because I don't know everything. I have some experience that I could share, but I'd be foolish to say that
you know
my way is my way.
There's
is the
so
only
many.
way.
Yeah, there are so many other people out there that have had, you know, plenty of other experiences that you haven't had in your life yet.
The way I heard it was, especially if you have multiple different mentors, say you could basically, when you're looking at something, you could analyze it in different ways because you have like your mentors basically all telling you different things. So you could look at one thing in maybe 5 different ways because you have 5 different mentors instead of just looking at it your one specific way.
Well, we also have different experiences too. So we've all been through different things, different challenges, and different successes and different failures, right? Mm-hmm. And it's really, honestly, it's the failures that make the success more than anything. So you want to find somebody that has failed miserably and that is still trucking through and still doing the work, right? There's people that have failed out there and live in failure. That's not who I'm talking about. Yes. I'm talking about the people who have failed miserably and are still there on the front line, still growing, still learning, still implementing, and becoming successful. You want to get around some people who have lost a lot of money, who have just made a lot of dumb decisions, you know, and but that are not still making those dumb decisions, right?
Yes,
that's the crazy part, right?
They've learned from it.
We've got to learn from those. We've got to learn from them.
Yeah, I wanted just to I remember we were talking about football because at the time I was still playing, and my injuries because of football actually led me to where I am today. So at the time I thought it was devastating. Like I thought I was like, wow, this is like the end of everything. And now it actually ended up.
You just look at it as more of a blessing in disguise than anything.
It totally was. It ended up being a new door for more opportunity, and I think it's definitely led me to where I am today. And it would, if I was still playing football, I probably would not be sitting down having this conversation with you. I wouldn't be already started in real estate. So it was definitely a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, for sure.
Lemonade out of lemons. That's so cool, man. That's a great thing.
Yeah. So I just wanted to say thank you, and I obviously appreciate it, even though I'm sure you had no clue at the time, but I've definitely carried it on with me even till today. So I appreciate it a lot.
Oh, my pleasure, buddy. Yeah, anytime. Things when you do those things, they just come back to you. They just come back to you. You know, I can't tell you how many times, you know, when I was running a, you know, $40 million, $50 million, $60 million business, just getting out of bed going, I know I shouldn't be here. Like, I'm this straight F student. I wonder if these people don't realize how much I don't know, but God has me running this ship, right? And so So it's just been a real blessing to be able to utilize your gifts and talents as well as your weaknesses,
Right.
to share with other people and help them grow. So it's always been about people. It's always going to be about people.
Yeah, I love that, and I think that's almost how like
That's
what I
really
what
what
I'm
we
even
talk
thinking.
about a
Yeah,
lot when it comes to the stuff that we're doing is making sure that we're prioritizing the people that we're working with and stuff. And yeah, we have that you know
Yeah.
that push from our faith that kind of keeps us on track and keeps us in line with those goals of ours. So we think that's
Yeah.
awesome for sure.